Hey everybody, welcome back to In Bed with the Millennial. I'm the Millennial Javeda Bay, and this is my bed, and it's still anal August. And today I specifically want to talk about how to bring up the topic of backdoor play with your partner because one, a lot of people are interested in it but are nervous about it because they're like, how do I bring this up to my partner without them feeling weird about it? So we're gonna cover that today. Let's get into it. So, as with all things sex related, communication is key. And that is especially important when it comes to backdoor play. And for a lot of us, that is the most overwhelming part of it all. Like, sure, okay, we got an anal train. We got to do the preparation of like drinking water, going to the bathroom, cleaning, all that stuff. Yeah. I can do all that. But I'm just like, how do I talk to my partner about this in a way that they're not going to respond negatively or like be weirded out or things of that nature? Like, I don't know what to do. Very common. Like so many people are like, I want to do this thing, but I don't know how my partner's going to react. And I cannot tell you how your partner's going to react. I don't know. I don't know your partner. What I can say is there are some things you can do to help ease that conversation, to make it a little bit less anxiety producing or less worrisome for you and more like a general conversation you would have about any other sex topic. So the first thing that I want you to grasp, hold on to, and like know is that at the end of the day, it is still your partner's choice on whether or not they want to engage in any type of backdoor play. So with that in mind, we proceed with the conversation. But you, at the end of the day, your partner can say yes or no, and that is absolutely their choice because consent matters. Consent is important, and we respect and value consent. Okay? Okay. So now that we know that, like, at the end of the day, having the conversation is not going to be the thing that changes somebody's mind. And so recognizing that, like, yes, they have the final say, the ball is in your court to actually start the conversation. Because if you never say the words of, hey, I would like to do XYZ thing, your partner will never know. And then you'll never be able to do XYZ thing. So when it comes to how to have a conversation about backdoor play, there are three things that you need to be prepared with. One, the education component, especially if your partner has never done any type of backdoor play, you need to be able to answer questions that they might have. And when it comes to backdoor play, there's usually a lot of questions. So being well versed and being able to answer them on your own or having resources readily available for you and your partner, which, like, if you're watching this video, hi, babes, I'm the resource, okay? So having your resources, knowing what exactly it is that you are after desiring, looking for in terms of backdoor play. Are you wanting to do the whole dang plethora of options? Or are you like, I really just want to start out with rimming and like that type of stimulation? I don't want to go too far yet. Like, so knowing what you want is going to be extremely important. And the third piece that you need to know, need to have ready is how to do it comfortably, well, so it's pleasurable, which technically falls into like having the resources, but still, that is some piece of knowledge that you need so readily available for when you have this conversation. And so when it's time to actually talk to your partner, one, you got to be comfortable with just being communicative. Like if you're over here trying to like beat around the bush, you're just like dragging this out, making it more uncomfortable than it needs to be. So being able to be direct is going to be important. And I'm not saying that you got to just like run up to your partner and be like, I want you to do stuff to my booty hole. Like obviously don't go that route. Unless that's you and your partner's repertoire with each other, then like go crazy. But if you are like, we are a newer relationship, we're still exploring with each other, and I'm not sure like where we are with things, you're going to want to bring it up a little bit more tactfully. So bring it up in a casual way of like, hey, I've been really thinking about anal play. Is that something that you would be interested in? So not even something of like, you have to go into the graphic details, but just opening the door of like, is this something that is potentially interesting, arousing to you? And if the answer is no, okay, cool. Like, is you can, if you would like to probe further, not in a way of like trying to get your partner to do it, but in a trying to understand like what exactly the no is. Is it a no of like, this is something I never ever am interested in trying, or is this like a no, I'm just not ready yet, I don't feel we're at that point in our relationship, or no, I don't want to do it because as of right now my hot girl tummy issues make me not want to consider backdoor play. So like probing in that regard is an acceptable question to ask, just so that way y'all are on the same page as if this is something that could potentially still be on the table or if it's something that's completely off the table. So like if the immediate answer is a no, you're allowed to probe, but not in a way that comes across as like, are you sure? Like, do not ask them if they're sure. That's not what you're asking. You're just asking, is this a firm never no? Is this a not right now no? Or is this a no, I don't know. Let me think about this more. So from there, you will continue on like you would with any other sex conversation, talking about like boundaries, what we are okay with, what we're not, and things of that nature, safer sex practices, all that jazz. So that is the casual, direct way of having that conversation, or at least starting that conversation. If you're like, Jave, direct is not in my skill set, I don't do that, that's perfectly fine, because I'm always going to recommend using social media as a way to start conversations because there's plenty of stuff out there. So if that is a way that you would like to go, paying attention because it's anal August. Everybody's posting some type of anal content if you're following the right profiles, that is. Using that to be a way to start the conversation. Send them that funny butt related meme. Like, but would you want to do that? Whatever, however you want to phrase it. But using social media is also a great way to start the conversation if you are a little bit more apprehensive around the casual, direct way. Regardless of the approach to the conversation, the point is that it should be very clear that what we are talking about is engaging in this sexual act together. Don't just send the meme and be like, LOL, would you? That does not imply that you were trying to ask them if you would do it, if they want to do it with you. That's just like, oh my God, would you ever do that? So still need some sense of clarity in that communication. But once you've brought it up with your partner, y'all have like had that initial thing, they are more than likely going to have questions. That is normal. That is not a sign that like, oh, they're not going to want to do this, or like this isn't up there, like this isn't something they're interested in. Like questions are normal. They're expected. They're common. Like we want questions. It means that we're communicating more clearly with each other. So don't get worried if your partner starts to have a bunch of different questions. Do be able to point them in the right direction of resources if you don't know that information for yourself confidently. Like if you read it on some deep Reddit thread and there ain't no real reliable source in that Reddit thread, maybe still go to resources to learn more information. But if you feel like you can confidently answer their questions, then go ahead and do it. But just know that them asking questions is not a bad sign. It's actually a very good sign, in my personal opinion. And so then once y'all have those questions answered, you then need to have a conversation about what exactly you are wanting out of anal play, because not all anal play is the same. And when you're talking to people, especially around sex topics, people interpret and understand things differently. Like if you were to go to somebody and say like, hey, want to hook up? 3 million different people could have different ways of understanding and interpreting that sentence. For some people, it's like full fledged, like we doing the whole shebang. Other people, it's like let's just do a hot makeout. Some, it's like some heavy petting. So it's very important to be very explicit in terms of backdoor play and what it is that you're interested in trying with your partner. If it is actual penetrative anal sex, need to be very clear and expressly say that, because they might hear, oh, let's try some backdoor stuff, and they might just think that you're trying to like eat their booty, which we love it. So being very explicit in terms of what you were wanting to do is very, very, very important. Also, you are going to need to talk about safer sex practices if you and your partner do still use barrier methods, because that is something that is important to keep in mind. And a lot of people are not always aware of all of the different options in terms of backdoor play for safer sex and what you could do to minimize that. So being prepared with that knowledge is important, because they might be like, how do we do this and not put ourselves at risk? Because like I take our sexual health very seriously and I want to be responsible. We love it. So all of those components go into this conversation with your partner. The big things that I want you to do are to like take a deep breath, don't stress, it's okay. You are just having a regular conversation about your sexuality, your sex life with your partner as you would any other topic. It just happens to be the booty that y'all are talking about. Now, if you need additional resources to be prepared for this conversation with your partner, as always, I am here for you. Definitely make sure you check out my website on Friday, because I have a blog going live that is basically a handy dandy guide to having this conversation with your partner, including things like text prompts if you want to start the conversation over text message, some cool social media accounts that you could use for social media content that you could send to your partner to start the conversation, and ways to make the conversation less intimidating if you choose to do it in person. So if you want some more help with that, make your way to my website on Friday. But until then, if you have any specific questions, drop them in the comments. Let me know. I will answer them. I want to help y'all with this. I want you to feel confident and comfortable in having this conversation with your partner directly. But yeah, that's that. Please, please, please don't be nervous or afraid to have a conversation about your wants and desires with your partner, be it backdoor play desires or anything else. Like, in a relationship, you should feel comfortable to express what you are interested in exploring sexually together or alone, but like you should be able to have those conversations. So, if you want more information about any of that, then you need to subscribe to this YouTube channel because I'm here to help you. That's what I'm here to do. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're signed up for my email newsletter because that's everybody who gets all the information first, and they may or may not get that blog post before the general population. I'm just saying. And definitely make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms because there you go. I'm making Ain't No August content, so why not use that to start your conversation? Duh. But yeah, that's that. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for a new episode of Toy Talk, and I'm gonna see y'all later. Deuces.